A very good evening to you all. I don't know how many of you have read Milan Kundera. How many of you have read here Milan Kundera, Czech writer Milan Kundera? He had a famous statement. He said that in a fascist regime, humor is the biggest casualty. So that is what is happening in the country. That's what I feel. Comedians, artists, people across the country, thinkers, they are all afraid to talk now. It's a peculiar situation, and but there are few people who actually walks the talk. And Prakash sir, you are one of the persons, and we are so proud of you. Let me begin with that. So we all know about Prakash. We have heard his videos. We know what his political stand is. So probably I spoke to him before the session. I said probably we'll go through being a literary session. I thought probably we'll talk about his acting career a bit, and of course then we'll talk about politics. Is it okay with all of you? It's okay? I think we'll make it a kind of holistic interview instead of just we'll talk about politics, which is a big thing. So sir, probably we can go back. He's from Karnataka, as you all know. His background is theatre, and he grew up in Karnataka in the late 70s and 80s. And Karnataka, as you know, has a theatre movement. I mean, you have people like Shivaram Karnath, people like Girish Karnath, U.R. Anantapurthy, who was Gandhi University Vice Chancellor. And so his influence in theatre would be great, and probably you can start with that, sir.
Good evening, everyone. There's news in the air that I'll turn a Keralite soon. Because last 2 months I've been traveling in Kerala. I was in the KLF, Kerala Literary Fest by DC Books. And then I was here in Sherupula, where there was a wonderful seed festival with 500 farmers. And today I'm here in this festival of letters, and tomorrow I am in Thrissur, inaugurating a theatre festival. And I'm very proud and happy, and I'm very blessed. And it's such an inspiration to be in Kerala, to see so many voices coming together and celebrating free speech, literature, and to make me feel good that you're ready to listen to me. Yes. Now coming back to how I came up. Actually, I come from a very lower middle class family. I did not have the background of theatre or literature when I grew up. My mother was a nurse who had migrated from Hubli, and my father had migrated from Mangalore. And as the 60s was, it was a migratory time, and they had come down to the city, so none of them were in literature. As usually what happens all through my life, I don't know what I'll become, but I knew what I don't want to be. So there was school, and school, I was good at studies, but not very happy with it, but I was good with debate competitions and little school plays. But then I did that only for the claps. I felt nice to be accepted as a good speaker or things like that. But then I came into college, that put me into St. Joseph's Arts and Science, and I was not interested. And then I saw there was one St. Joseph's College of Commerce where there was a Kannada Sangha, where a good poet was a Kannada teacher, and a theatre actor and a writer, G.K. Govindrao, was the English lecturer. And that's where I started getting into theatre and interesting. And it was not for acting I came, and I was not into acting. But then the exposure to theatre, then I was in my second year BCom. And I did not want to be a graduate and things like that. And one of my lecturers said, Prakash, you're wasting time, and you're wasting my time too. I said, thank you, and I walked out of the college, didn't know what to do. So I didn't complete my degree. But what happened after that is what changed me in life. When I came into Kannada theatre, it was very rich with B.V. Karanth had brought in a legacy. T. Prasanna was there, and Nagesh was there, C.G. Krishnaswamy, and then Girish Karnad. And it was a mature theatre, but then I was introduced to doing different plays. And there was a very beautiful relationship between literature and theatre then, because there was a protest literature which was coming up. Sidlingaya was the voice of Dalits, and one of my very important mentors, Mr. P. Lankesh, Gauri's father, he was running a very interesting magazine, and which was not running with, it was running without any advertisement. It was like the governments would go and meet him, because he always said that journalism should be an eternal opposition party. If my friend is an opposition party, the minute he comes to a power, then he becomes my opposition party. And that was the values they instilled on me. And there was great writers like Tejasvi. There was a farmers' movement by Nanjun Swami and Ramdev was happening. Then I realized literature, theatre and cinema was something else, not just the applause. And I could, because of them, I was I was introduced to Athol Fugard and Shakespeare and Russian literature, French literature, Revolution and American plays. And of course, Marathi plays, Tendulkar used to come. But that sort of an exposure of, it gave me relevance as an actor to do it. And I think that is what has chiseled in me. I've been very lucky to have come in 70s and 80s. No, I mean, it's not in the 80s. I entered theatre around 80s and 90s. About 10, 15 years of theatre, which was purposeful, which actually, more than acting, it taught me to listen. It taught me to pursue. It taught me to understand the finer aspects of literature and theatre and poetry. And luckily, I was there among the very rich poets, writers, and journalists who were also connected to theatre, who were also playwrights. And I think that is how it started. There was street theatre movement, and I did around 2,000 shows across Karnataka just going on cycle. I think that is where it chiseled everything. Cinema came much later.
And then we all know that your name was changed from Prakash Raj to Prakash Raj by Balachandran, the famous film director Balachandran. And that was that. We always feel that your kind of acting is of the genre of Shivaji Ganeshan. In the sense, you emote a lot of with your voice. I mean, your voice is a tool. And your eyes, I mean, that way you're a complete actor. That's what I feel always when
whenever somebody calls me a complete actor, I say, no, I am an alleged actor. No, I don't take acting seriously, actually.
Really?
No, not
so
my
theatre
cinema.
is your first love?
No, not that. I personally believe life is 95% and the rest is 5%. That's it. It is the self. It is the person. What I bring to the table is, there is a saying, in one of my books I have written that, when you go to a jatra, the child on a father's shoulder gets to see the God earlier. And I am on shoulders of many writers and thinkers who have chiseled. So I've been just lucky. And yeah.
And you're fortunate that you had brilliant directors. I mean, people like Mani Ratnam. I mean,
Balachandar.
Iruvar is your role as Tamil.
Yeah, those all that again, no, I don't take things seriously. It just happened. I did not know. It was not what I chose. But the point is, this journey of 3-4 decades, what has it turned me into as a person is more important to me. Because those are just roles. I mean, if somebody else would have got that role at that point of time, they would have got a national award too. And I wouldn't know that. So I just can't say I'm the best or I was the good actor there. But it came into me. But then my constant journey into being a person, being an enriched person, is more important to me. Because now I do farming, I do architecture, I do a lot of things. And it's a way of life, yeah.
And Gauri Lankesh happened to you. I mean, there's a pre-Gauri Lankesh phase, and isn't it? I mean,
see, till then it was theatre, it was literature, it was movement, yes. But when Gauri, a friend of 35 years, was killed at my doorstep, I said, this is not done. This is not done, because when it happens very close to you, to a friend and a daughter of my mentor, and then something hit me very hard, and I said, that's what I said when we buried Gauri. I said, we are not burying Gauri, we are sowing Gauri. And I wanted to tell the world that if you are going to silence a voice, a stronger voice will be born. I thought, that is more important today, because you just don't keep complaining and you don't succumb. But then it was a very big prize for me to raise my voice But my conscience always raises my voice because I said another Gauri should not happen in this country.
But sir, this whole thing of this murder of Gauri Lankesh happened in 2017. This whole thing of this whole repression and this freedom. I mean, we had Pansare being killed, we had Dabolkar being killed. So it started. When did it all start? It was
No, whether it is Pansare, Dabolkar, Kalburgi, or Gauri, they are part of the plan. It is not them they are against. It is to silence a voice so that the voices around become silent. There's nothing very personal against Gauri or personal against Kalburgi, Pansare and Dabolkar. Among us, shoot one person and the rest becomes silent. So it becomes our collective responsibility to say that you silence a voice, 100 voices will be born. Then they're afraid. So it was a bigger list, and even I was in the list much later. We were 13 of them, but that whole team were arrested and in. So the network failed. And now they are in jail, but I don't know how many will be acquitted and how many will be done.
And someone told you that they have the whole evidence against the murderer. And
well, now that is in court. The thing is going on, but you know what happens. And I happened to meet the SIT chief, and he said, yes, we have investigated. There's enough water in the dam. And the CBI has also investigated, and we have enough water in the dam. I said, what next? It says it depends on who opens the gate first, how much they'll open. Yeah. But the perception is very clear that we know who are the killers. See, it is not the person who pulls the trigger. It is the system, the team, the agenda which makes them pull the trigger. Let's not confuse ourselves with saying that one fellow pulled the trigger and we got him, so we have got justice. No. It is who empowers, who emboldens that. That's in the air. That's very obvious. They are evidence-less, but they are tangible. And we need to talk a bigger fight, yeah.
Coming to the broader discussion, probably we'll get into that a bit, about nationalism. We can probably start with nationalism. What is your concept of nationalism? I mean, we've talked a lot about nationalism. And I mean,
what is national? Why should anybody prove he loves this country? Do you have to prove every day that you love your mother? What nonsense is this? Their problem is they have they have wrapped it well with religious agenda. So Hinduism and nationalism is the same. So you don't talk against Rama, you don't talk against Modi. So you should understand their agenda, how they, to the common man, to the person, you ask this for, they don't know how to sing Janaganamana or Vande Mataram, the so-called nationalists. They don't know how to unfurl a flag. They don't know anything. It is just one jingo nationalism, which is not nationalism at all. And I don't think anybody has a right to ask anybody to prove what he believes in. I don't think so.
This whole debate of nationalism versus regionalism, I mean, people, when we talk about regionalism, you have been speaking a lot about regionalism and the whole idea of federalism.
That is again, they confuse nationalism and regionalism. See, this country is federal. We have, I was talking in KLF. Now there's a word English called English. Now Malayalis, when they speak English, it's very funny for them. And they make fun. I said, why do you make fun? If people from Kenya speak English, funnily it is style for you. Caribbean English is style for you. I find Malayali speaking with the tone of Malayalam English is very self-respectful and they're very strong with that. They have a very strong voice. Their language has a very strong base. But you cannot say they're speaking wrong English. You get my point? See, language is just a sound. What is important is what is it pregnant with? What is it delivering? Regionalism says these people have a different agenda to bring one government. That is what Savarkar said, Golwarkar said. One government, one constitution. It doesn't work like that. See, they come up with one single farm law for this country. How stupid it is. People who farm next to a seashore have different issues. From a farmer next to a river, from a farmer who depends on one rain a year in Telangana, or a farmer in Assam on this thing. How can you make it one? How can you make education as a national subject? It has to be a state subject. Malayalam has its own culture, has its own root, has its own idioms, metaphors. That's what they have to get their mother tongue first. And because see, any person's root should be in his regionalism. His branches can distribute anywhere. It is his choice to learn English, Hindi or anything else. Why are you trying? See, the point is when they brought in this Hindi language, I asked them only one question. Why do you want us to learn Hindi? For us to understand what you are saying or for us to explain our problems to you? They want Modi's speech to be understood by us, not our pains. This is not done, guys. This is not done. We should understand that. Health should be a state subject. This is a federal country. Health problems in Kerala is different from Assam, from Mizoram, from Rajasthan. So their agenda you have to understand. They only keep you busy with regionalism, nationalism, get that, larger than life, one hero, one country. It doesn't work. We need to think, we need to have our self-respect, and then continue. Because, see, they want it to become a majoritarian society. And I keep saying this joke. If majority was the truth, crow should be the national bird, not peacock. Cow should be the national animal, not tiger. Why is it national animal? Because of its speciality, because of its uniqueness. Like that Malayalam is unique, Tamil is unique, Kannada is unique, Bengali is unique. Respect that uniqueness. They don't want to respect that uniqueness. That's the problem.
So you feel that the era of national parties are over because you have been very strong, critical
National
about...
parties should have been over long back. National party, who is national
Congress,
party?
in
Whether it is Modi, whether it is Rahul Gandhi ji or anybody itself, why should a Kerala government representative's agriculture minister should be decided by somebody in Delhi is my problem. You get my point? That is not, doesn't work. We all can work for one country. But until and unless we have our regional identities, and parties are not important, until and unless this country, every citizen realizes, I don't choose a prime minister. I don't choose a chief minister. I choose a representative of my constituency. They together will come together. Until and unless we don't understand that. Why it is Modi's photo, Rahul Gandhi's photo, this person's photo, who is an alternative? I am saying who is an alternative for the citizen? Citizen is the most powerful person on this earth. That should be it. It is our money, my tax money. You don't bring anything from your home. You come and beg me that you will serve me. You better do your job because we are busy with other things. We are entrusting our money to you. Why do you raise a public transport bus ticket? Because I am the owner of the bus. It is my tax money. I own the bus. I pay the salary. You raise that to me. That should be a service sector. See, this is how we'll have to look into it. It is very easy to just because I'm not against BJP. It is not. Let us not get into the conversation.
Problem.
Let us basically reanalyze citizens' voice, the power of the citizen. And that's why I'm not into any political party. They asked me to come in. I said, I don't want to be in a political party because I am stronger than all political parties as a citizen of this country. Isn't it?
So if you look at, if there are broad parameters, like if you look for India, if you look at three parameters, corruption, religious polarization, and I've written one, freedom of expression. Which is most important for you? Freedom of expression. Three parameters, three broad parameters. Corruption. Now BJP says that they are not corrupt. But of course,
what?
BJP claims that they are not corrupt.
They claim.
They claim, that's
okay.
what BJP says.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are three parameters, broad parameters. Which do you feel is more important? Freedom of expression?
Freedom of expression, freedom to question. The rest will be handled.
That's the most important thing.
That is the most. You should be answerable. You should be accountable. You should let me ask questions. You don't hold a press conference. That is not that.
That's true.
You can't run behind costumes. I can see you naked. Isn't it? That's not it. Freedom of expression, freedom to question. Whether it's right or wrong, you are answerable. You are accountable because it is the citizen who votes you to power. It is the citizen's money which runs this country.
In fact, the whole RTA movement has been destroyed.
It is. That is what they are. See, the
You
point is
won't-
they
you won't
are
get it.
doing it. It is now we need to understand where we have gone, where we have. They are there not only because of people who voted. It is more because of the people who were silent. It is high time because history will forgive those who made mistake, but it will never forgive who were silent.
Yeah, that's true. So you feel that artists and thinkers and actors should come out and speak more.
If they have a conscience, if they have some shame, if they have some accountability, I am not asking them to tell a lie. I am asking them to tell a truth. Can't they? What are they afraid of? Are they uneducated? Artists and writers are the ones who see life, different lives, what a common man can't do, in different angles, different dimensions.
They feel
Aren't they the consciousness of this society?
they feel they'll get misunderstood and they'll be trolled in social media maybe. And
I speak, I know I am misunderstood, so what? Let them understand me for what I am. See, today they say, Prakash, you can be very comfortable as an actor, you can earn money, but why you have become all this? I said, I don't want to die a stranger on this earth. That I would lie, they will never know me. Now I like the way people hate me too. So they know me now for what, not only for what I earn, for what I act, for what I am, for what I stand for. And I am rich enough to lose for that. Now, that is life, that is being alive. You should not die before you die. Right? Yeah.
very true. Thanks so much. I think can we have, do we have more time to talk or should we ask for questions? We have more time. So let's.
Do you have time to listen?
Can we speak about a bit about your acting career? I mean, let's get back and then let's get back to politics. I mean,
Sure.
otherwise it might be, yeah.
So I'm a very funny fellow, but then I'll answer. Because somebody, when I did Hindi film Singham, so this Hindi industry has this, that all our dream is to be in Hindi industry. So they said, how was your journey to Bollywood? I said, sometimes Jet Airways and sometimes Indian Airlines. He said, what? I said, why do you all think yourself so seriously? Yeah? I'm an actor. A film came, I acted. I was not dreaming of coming here. I'm very happy down south. I have no time only. Okay, now you can ask
Your
me
J
questions.
Beam.
Of course, that's for the joke.
J Beam was brilliant. I mean,
Jai Bhim, that guy, Jnanavel, he was a journalist first in Vigadan. And I love Jnanavel's journey because he was a journalist. Then we wrote a book together. And then he wanted to leave journalism. And then Surya was doing Agaram Foundation where he empowers a lot of engineering students who are poor. And then he came up with a script. It's something very within that man. Kudos to Surya to have accepted to do that. And we all just did that film. And the credit should go. It was a beautiful film at this point of time. Jai Bhim. Yeah.
what about this whole OTT revolution which is happening in the country, and especially in South India, we have so many good films coming up. So also there is a criticism. I mean, I know friends who have been giving scripts to these big corporations like Amazon.
I've spoken about this, but I would like
Yeah.
to speak again to this audience. I find OTT is a wonderful thing which has happened because cinema, a few hundred plus years old, it was the newest language of the people. And I think there was a mafia between the audience and the creators. It's like farming, a farmer works through the months and has a tomato, and early morning, 3 o'clock he has to reap, and 5 o'clock he goes to the market, and he can sell it only for 15 rupees. But the buyer buys it for 45 rupees. Who ate the 30 rupees in between? So cinema had been into a mafia that you have to see only to theatre, only with the production houses, only certain stars films as opening. Now, here and there some meaning cinema used to come, and then once the COVID came, the mafia theatres was closed, and people got access through OTT. I think that freedom is more important. And today, people can see a Korean film, a Malayalam film, a Bengali film, because now content has become the king.
But don't you feel it's become a bit, I mean, recent years, don't you feel it's becoming a bit political? I mean, you have it's becoming slightly state kind of scripts in the sense.
Why are you worried about money? That is his headache. Why are you always in cinema to make the money? Imagine imagine an audience for a 2.5 hour film. He had to go 1 hour before, 2.5 hours in the theater, come back 1 hour, 4.5 hours, ticket, travel money. He's sitting at home and deciding which film to see, which film not to see. Now, there are no superstars now. Whoever gives content, whoever is good, is the star. That is how it should be. Anybody is a hero, a made story. There's so many stories they are watching. Let them decide. But what happens with your star system, saying a 300 crore film, 500 crore film, we have to earn it, so other films should not be released. You do it. If it is worth you do a Titanic, it will earn. If you don't do a Titanic, it will flop. But why are you burdening them? Let there be a free flow of choice. Let them have a choice. On that, if you can go with them. Today, a lot of Malayalam films, the whole country is walking. They are not worried about dubbing and all. They are okay with the Malayalam films they are watching with subtitles. Now they have realized so much good writing is happening in Malayalam. It's better that way, I say. Some fellows have to go. And I think because they have lived enough on this mafia, let them go. And if they want to survive, let them convince the audience at their rates, at their time. Because today money is not important, time is important. They'll watch in the evening, they'll watch in the night, they'll download and keep it. Your drivers are very happy waiting for somebody. I see people in the flight, all of them have downloaded and watching films. Let them watch when they want to. If you are relevant, if you have content, they will watch. Otherwise, they will not watch.
Sir, I was just asking about what the kind of movies, in the sense, suppose, for example, if you want to make a movies about the atrocities which has happened in Kashmir, atrocities which has happened in Kashmir, for example.
That is again,
where do you show this kind of movies?
So that way, like leftists also fund their films, rightists also will fund their films. Let us call the bluff.
Kashmir Files, for example.
The Kashmir Files is one of the nonsense films, but we know who produced it. A shameless international jury spit on them. And they're still shameless. The other fellow is, the director is still telling, why am I not getting Oscar? He'll not even get a Bhaskar, I'll tell you. Because there is a sensitive media outside there. Here you can do a propaganda film. I know, according to my sources, they have invested around 2,000 crores only to make films like this. But you can't fool the people all the time. And if they wanted to ban Pathan, it's going 700 crores. These idiots, these bigots who were wanted to ban Pathan, did not run Modi's film for 30 crores. They are just, barking. They don't bite. Don't worry. Sound pollution.
Did you watch Kantara? Kantara?
Yes, I have watched it. It's okay.
Like it?
See, Kantara, KGF. See, sometimes some films work, you don't know why. Let it go. I'm not going to. But that cannot be an example. For me, if a content goes, if an actor like Fahad Fazil reaches out, like Sai Pallavi reaches out, they are good actors. They do different roles. And this is now the time for such actors. And I myself am struggling to become relevant. I need to unlearn now. That's why I'm getting OTT such great scripts, which in cinema I wouldn't get here and there. And because I'm already a star as a villain. So probably my stardom has stopped so many talents coming up. Because the market situation is Prakash Raj and the people will see. That is not how it should be. Now going to OTT, I'm competing with brilliant actors. And they're keeping me up. See, that is how it is. So some film made money is not a pan-Indian film. And somebody says, Prakash Raj, you're a pan-Indian actor. I am not pan-Indian actor. I am an individual who learned different languages and became actor. What is important for this country is a content to become pan-India. India as a country getting up and saying, I love that Malayalam film for that content. I love that Bengali film for my content. I love that Oriya film for my content. I am proud it is from India. No? That is going to be pan-India. Like how we see French films, Italian films, Korean films, or that sort of a thing. That is how it should be. So this is a process. Suddenly again the mafia will come down. Whoever makes money is pan-India. It is not like that.
Coming back to politics, which is what...
Always in politics. Okay.
Yeah.
When you step out of the house, you're in politics.
Elections are coming up, parliamentary elections are coming up. So what do you see as a credible alternative, political alternative? Because as of now, Congress is in shatters. What do you see? I mean,
See, alternative is the only possibility. And somebody asking if before you question me, am I going to be in electoral politics? No. I have realized with my journey that being among the people is more stronger, I am more useful, I am more able to question than getting into a political party and becoming a stool of somebody else. The change in this country will happen only with the people. And take it from me, no single political party, no single leader can change this country. Because they are bound to again succumb to the whole system. It is as long as we, the citizens of this country, elect representatives who are accountable. If we make a conscious decision, or if we protest, only these protests will change this country. Nothing in this world has changed because of certain leaders, no.
Was that the reason that you campaigned for AAP? You campaigned for AAP?
See, I am good with AAP. Tomorrow I am with your Pinrayan sir. I am with KCR Garu. I am talking to Stalin. As a citizen of this country, I will talk to anybody. Whomever I see hope, I said, yeah, you do Delhi, but when he comes to Karnataka, may not say that. I may find which is a better alternative there. Isn't it? I am not going to take sides, but I have every right to seek, are there different people at different places who will collectively come and represent this country. And I travel, I talk to them, I listen to them. Some of them call me to join their party. I said, no, I am here to question you. Like KCR says, Prakash, no, he will not join BRS. And he will not spare me also if I make a mistake. And that is how it should be. We are bridges. I am an artist. I need to travel. I went for Atishi, who was a very good candidate for AAP. It was not AAP which was important to me. I know these people. I sit with Umar Khalid. Those are important. Or Kanaya Kumar or Jignesh Mevani. We support them because we see hope in the next generation. And I'd like to empower them, as simple as that.
But North Indian politics, all said and done, is different, isn't it? North Indian politics, all said and done, it's completely different, isn't it? Hindutva is completely... How do you sort of enter into those areas where...
We have to, otherwise the people have to get back learning their lessons, they have to come. But as less people drink cow dung and cow urine, country will be better. Otherwise, that we will have to have to look at it as cancer. We'll have to be a little patient because who was brainwashed are also my countrymen. So my job is not to be violent or judgmental about them. I will strive as much as I can to change them, to talk to them, to bring them to dialogue. Slowly it will change. But I see hope in this country. I am not a pessimist.
Do you feel that we need a national leader for this alternative?
Why do you want a national leader? That's exactly what I'm saying. First, fix your leaders. Fix your state leaders. Fix your good leaders. Let us talk about one fellow who is the best agricultural minister. Somebody has a vision. Somebody has a vision who will reimagine the future for this generation, youngsters. 20 years later, what will be this world will be? What are the innovations are going to come? What are the alternative employments will come? Will we make this generation with education relevant then? We need visionaries. We don't need leaders. We are not sheeps here. We don't need a shepherd. Hey, come here, go here. No. We don't need it. So we'll have to start thinking that these guys are all same wine in different bottles. Isn't it? So we need to consciously think as the citizens of this country. Until and unless we don't realize our power, this is not going to happen.